How the people of Brazil have passionately embraced the challenges we all face to protect our natural world. When I founded the
Just minutes ago, the palace confirmed news that has left the nation stunned, a deeply personal struggle that Prince William has been quietly facing behind closed doors. For someone known for his strength, composure, and unwavering sense of duty, this revelation has touched hearts in ways few could have expected. For weeks, subtle signs had been there. A change in his expression, a quieter presence during public appearances. Moments where his usually steady confidence seemed weighed down by something unseen. Now, insiders say those moments were not coincidence. They were the reflection of a private battle. He had been carrying a lone dot, according to palace sources. This is not a sudden development, but a deeply emotional journey that William has been navigating away from public view. One that has tested his resilience, challenged his strength, and forced him to confront emotions he rarely allows himself to show. Those closest to him describe a man torn between responsibility and humanity, between being a future king and simply being human. What makes this revelation even more heartbreaking is the silence surrounding it. William reportedly chose to protect others from worry, even as the weight grew heavier. His decision to carry this quietly speaks volumes about his character, but also about the emotional toll he's been enduring. Now, with the palace finally confirming the truth, the world is left asking one powerful question. What has Prince William been facing in silence, and how long has he been carrying this burden alone? The palace confirmation has sent a quiet shockwave across the world, not because of what was said, but because of what it revealed beneath the surface. For years, Prince William has been seen as a symbol of strength, duty, and emotional control. Yet behind that composed exterior, sources now reveal a deeply personal struggle that had been silently shaping his days and nights. Those closest to him say, this has not been a sudden moment, but a slow and heavy emotional journey. A journey marked by pressure, responsibility, and the unspoken weight of expectation. While the public saw a calm future king, insiders say William was carrying something far more personal. Something that tested his resilience in ways few could imagine. In recent months, subtle changes became noticeable to those paying close attention. His expressions lingered longer. His pauses grew heavier. Conversations became more thoughtful, sometimes quieter. It wasn't weakness, it was depth. A man balancing the demands of public life while facing an emotional reality he never asked for, yet bravely endured. According to palace sources, William made a conscious decision to protect those around him by staying silent. He didn't want sympathy. He didn't want attention. What he wanted was stability for his family, for the institution, and for the people who looked to him as a symbol of continuity. That choice, however, came at a cost. Carrying such emotional weight alone has taken its toll. Those closest to him say, there were moments when the pressure became almost unbearable. Not because he lacked strength, but because strength sometimes requires enduring pain quietly. Late nights, long reflections, and moments of stillness reportedly became part of his routine. And yet, he continued to show up, to smile, to lead, to reassure. Inside the palace, staff began to notice the emotional shift. Conversations became softer. Movements became more deliberate. There was a growing understanding that something deeply personal was unfolding. Still, out of respect, no one pushed. The priority was care, not curiosity. What makes this moment especially moving is the support surrounding him. Princess Anne, known for her unwavering strength, is said to have been a steady presence. Her understanding, shaped by years of duty and experience, offered quiet reassurance. She didn't need to say much. Her presence alone spoke volumes. Other members of the family, too, have reportedly drawn closer. Not through grand gestures, but through shared time, quiet conversations, and an unspoken agreement to protect one another. In these moments, the palace felt less like an institution and more like a home. A place where vulnerability was not only accepted, but understood. Public reaction has been deeply emotional. Messages of support, compassion, and solidarity have poured in from around the world. People see themselves in William's struggle, the pressure to stay strong, the need to keep going even when life feels heavy. His silence, once misunderstood, is now being seen as a quiet form of courage. What resonates most is the humanity behind the title. The realization that even those born into extraordinary roles are not immune to emotional weight. This moment has shifted public perception, reminding people that strength does not mean absence of pain, it means continuing forward despite it. Behind palace walls, preparations continue carefully and respectfully. Not out of fear, but out of awareness. Every decision is made with empathy, every step taken with thoughtfulness. There is a shared understanding that this moment matters, not just for the monarchy, but for the message it sends about compassion, mental strength, and unity. William himself is said to remain focused, grounded by purpose and supported by those closest to him. Though the path ahead is uncertain, he is not walking it alone. The quiet strength he carries now speaks louder than any public statement ever could. As the world watches, what stands out most is not the weight of responsibility, but the grace with which it is being carried. This is not a story of weakness. It is a story of humanity, of resilience shaped by love, duty, and the courage to keep going when the burden feels heavy. And as this moment continues to unfold, one truth becomes clear. Prince William's journey is not just about the future of the monarchy, it is about the strength found in vulnerability and the power of compassion during life's most difficult. The days following the palace confirmation have carried a different kind of silence, one that feels heavier, more emotional, and impossible to ignore. While the world continues to watch from a distance, inside the royal circle, every moment has taken on new meaning. This is no longer just a period of concern. It has become a time of reflection, adjustment, and quiet endurance. Prince William, known for his strength under pressure, is said to be moving through this time with a depth of emotion rarely seen before. Those closest to him describe a man trying to remain steady while facing a personal weight that cannot be set aside. He still fulfills his duties, still stands before the public with calm composure. But behind that calm lies a profound emotional struggle that few truly understand. There are moments, insiders say, when the weight becomes visible. A pause before speaking. A longer silence than usual. A look that lingers just a moment too long. These are not signs of weakness. They are signs of a man carrying responsibility far beyond what most could endure. He is not only a future king, but a son, a husband, a father, and a human being facing something deeply personal. Those closest to him say, the emotional strain has reshaped his perspective. What once felt urgent now feels secondary. What once demanded attention now feels small compared to the importance of presence, connection, and compassion. In private moments, William is said to be deeply reflective, choosing words carefully, listening more than he speaks. Princess Anne remains a quiet pillar beside him. Her support is steady, calm, and unwavering. She understands the unspoken weight of duty and the emotional cost that comes with it. Those within the palace describe her as a quiet anchor, offering strength without spectacle, reassurance without intrusion. Her presence alone brings stability in moments when emotions run high. The atmosphere inside the palace has shifted noticeably. Staff move with gentle awareness, mindful that this is not an ordinary. Conversations are softer. Decisions are more deliberate. There is a collective understanding that this moment calls for patience and empathy above all else. Behind closed doors, family members have reportedly drawn closer together. Old tensions have softened. Differences have been set aside. In their place is something more powerful. Unity born not from obligation but from shared vulnerability. These moments, though private, are said to be deeply meaningful, reminding everyone that beyond the titles lies a family navigating life's hardest realities together. Public response continues to grow more heartfelt with each passing day. Messages of support flood in from around the world, from people who see themselves reflected in this quiet struggle. Parents, children, caregivers, and ordinary families recognize the emotional weight being carried. What resonates most is not the crown, but the humanity beneath it. Many have expressed admiration for William's quiet strength. His ability to remain composed while carrying emotional pain has touched hearts in ways few expected. For many, he represents something deeply relatable, the courage to show up even when life feels overwhelming. There is also a growing sense of respect for the way this moment is being handled. No dramatics, no spectacle, just honesty, restraint, and dignity. In a world often driven by noise, this quiet approach feels powerful. It reminds people that strength does not always announce itself. Sometimes it simply endures. As time passes, the weight of responsibility continues to shape each decision. Advisors remain close, ensuring that every step forward is thoughtful and compassionate. The focus is no longer on appearances, but on care for one another, for the institution, and for the emotional well-being of those at the heart of it all. Prince William is said to be deeply grateful for the supports. Oh, he carries his burden with quiet resolve. He is not alone. The love of his family, the loyalty of those around him, and the compassion of the public form a steady foundation beneath his feet. There are moments of stillness. Now, moments where time seems to slow, allowing space for reflection and understanding. In those moments, the true meaning of strength becomes clear. It is not about standing unshaken, but about continuing forward even when the weight feels heavy. This period is shaping more than public perception. It is shaping the man himself. Those who know him best believe that this experience, though painful, is deepening his sense of purpose. It is refining the kind of leader he will one day be, one grounded in empathy, humility, and lived understanding. As the world watches, one truth grows clearer with each passing day. This is not a story of weakness or despair. It is a story of endurance, of love that steadies the heart, of responsibility carried with grace, and of a man navigating one of the most challenging moments of his life with quiet courage. The road ahead remains uncertain, but one thing is undeniable: Prince William is not facing it alone. Surrounded by support, strengthened by love, and guided by a deep sense of duty, he continues forward with dignity. In that quiet strength, the world finds something rare and powerful. A reminder that even in the most difficult moments, compassion, resilience, and humanity can light the way forward. As the days move forward, a quiet transformation continues to unfold behind palace walls. What began as private concern has grown into a deeply emotional journey, not just for Prince William, but for everyone around him. Time seems to move differently now. Slower, heavier. Every moment carries meaning, and every silence speaks volumes. Those close to William say he has become more introspective than ever before. Not withdrawn, but thoughtful, as though each moment is being carefully weighed. His sense of duty remains unwavering, yet there is a visible softness in his presence. It is the kind of change that comes when life asks you to pause and truly feel what matters most. When responsibility is no longer just a role, but a deeply personal calling, there are moments when emotion quietly surfaces. Not in public displays, but in subtle ways. A pause before speaking, a reflective glance, a gentleness in his voice. These moments reveal the weight he carries, not only for himself, but for those he loves. This is not weakness. It is humanity revealed under pressure. Those within the palace describe an atmosphere that feels both heavy and intimate. Conversations are no longer rushed. There is space for reflection, for honesty, for emotion. Family members who once moved through separate routines now find comfort in shared time. There is a sense of closeness that words struggle to capture, born from uncertainty, but strengthened by love. Princess Anne remains a quiet anchor during this time. Her presence offers calm when emotions run high. She understands the delicate balance between strength and vulnerability, between duty and compassion. Her support is not loud or commanding, but steady, a reassurance that steadies the heart when uncertainty looms behind closed doors. Conversations have shifted from schedules and obligations to memories and meaning. There are stories shared, moments revisited, and reflections that bring both laughter and tears. These moments remind everyone that beyond titles and expectations, they are simply family facing something deeply human together. Public response continues to grow more emotional with each passing day. Messages of love, encouragement, and solidarity pour in from people across the world. Many express how deeply they relate to the quiet struggle unfolding. Parents, caregivers, and individuals facing their own challenges see themselves reflected in William's experience. The connection feels genuine, not distant or ceremonial. What touches people most is the grace with which this moment is being handled. There are no dramatic statements, no attempts to draw attention. Instead, there is honesty through silence, a powerful reminder that strength does not always need to be declared. Sometimes, it simply exists in perseverance. Those close to the situation say William often reflects on responsibility, not as a burden, but as a privilege. He understands the weight of his position, yet he also understands the importance of staying grounded. His focus remains on compassion, on doing what is right rather than what is expected. This quiet resolve is shaping him in ways that will last long beyond this moment. Within the palace, routines have adapted to support emotional well-being. There is a sense of protectiveness, of looking out for one another. Advisors, staff, and family members move with thoughtfulness, aware that every small act of kindness matters. This environment of care has created a sense of calm amidst uncertainty. As days turn into nights, reflection deepens. There's no rushing through this period, no attempt to escape it. Instead, there is acceptance, an understanding that some chapters in life must be lived slowly, with awareness and grace. This acceptance has brought an unexpected strength, one rooted in honesty and shared humanity. Observers note that something profound is taking place, not just within the royal family, but in the way people are responding. Compassion has replaced speculation. Empathy has replaced judgment. It is as if this moment has reminded the world that even those who seem untouchable carry private burdens. William's journey during this time is reshaping how he is seen, not as a distant figure, but as someone deeply human. His quiet courage resonates because it feels real. It speaks to the universal experience of carrying responsibility while holding on to hope. The road ahead remains uncertain, but one thing is clear: he is not walking it alone. Surrounded by love, grounded in purpose, and supported by those who care deeply, he continues forward with resilience that cannot be taught, only lived. In moments of stillness, there is strength. In vulnerability, there is courage. And in unity, there is healing. This, though heavy, is also meaningful, a reminder that even in the quiet struggles, there is beauty and perseverance. As the world watches with compassion and respect, one truth stands firm: this story is not about fear or loss. It is about humanity, connection, and the enduring power of hope, even in the most uncertain of times. And as this journey continues, it carries with it a message that resonates far beyond palace walls. Strength is not found in silence alone, but in the courage to keep going, even when the path feels heavy. As the days continue to unfold, a quiet understanding settles over everything surrounding Prince William. This is no longer a moment defined by uncertainty alone. It has become a period of reflection, strength, and emotional truth. What began as private concern has gently transformed into something deeper, a shared recognition that life, even within palace walls, carries moments that reshape the heart forever. There's a calm now, not because the weight has lifted, but because it has been accepted. Those closest to William say he has found a steady rhythm, not one of escape, but of presence. He remains attentive, thoughtful, and deeply aware of the emotional landscape around him. The burden he carries has not disappeared, yet he holds it with quiet dignity, allowing it to shape him rather than overwhelm him. In private moments, there is still reflection. Silence lingers longer than before, not out of sadness, but out of understanding. It is in these quiet spaces that clarity often emerges. William is said to be deeply grounded by the love surrounding him, not only from family, but from people across the world who see in him a reflection of their own struggles and resilience. The atmosphere within the palace has evolved once again. There is no tension now, only attentiveness. Staff move with care, guided by empathy rather than protocol. Conversations are unhurried. Small gestures carry deeper meaning. A shared glance, a gentle word, a moment of stillness that says more than any statement ever could. Princess Anne remains close, offering her strength in the quietest of ways. Her presence is reassuring, not commanding, not directive, but steady. She understands that true support often requires nothing more than being there. Her calm has become a grounding force, reminding everyone that even in the most uncertain moments, stability can exist. Family members have drawn closer, united by something deeper than duty. There is comfort in familiarity, in shared history, and in the understanding that love often reveals itself most clearly during difficult times. These moments, though unseen by the public, are shaping bonds that will last far beyond this. Outside the palace, the world continues to respond with compassion. Messages of encouragement arrive from every corner. Words of kindness, stories of resilience, expressions of hope. Many see themselves reflected in this moment. Not in titles or traditions, but in the human experience of carrying responsibility while navigating emotion. What resonates most is the quiet strength being shown. Perspective now. What once felt overwhelming is being met with calm determination. The future, though uncertain, no longer feels heavy with fear. Instead, it carries quiet hope, the kind that grows slowly. Rooted in trust and understanding. As time moves forward, this moment will be remembered not for sorrow, but for the humanity it revealed, for the way it brought people together, for the reminder that strength does not always roar. Sometimes it whispers, steady and enduring. The world continues to watch, not out of curiosity, but out of care. There is respect in the silence, admiration in the patience, and connection in the shared experience of vulnerability. This is no longer just a royal story. It is a human one. And as Prince William continues forward, supported by love and guided by compassion, one truth becomes unmistakably clear. Leadership is not measured by power, but by heart. By the courage to face life honestly, to stand firm in moments of uncertainty, and to move forward with grace even when the path is difficult. Though born of challenge, will be remembered for its quiet strength, for the way it reminded the world that even in the most demanding roles, humanity endures. And in that truth, there is comfort, connection, and hope. As the days go on, the story does not end. It simply evolves. And through it all, one thing remains certain. Resilience, when guided by love, has the power to carry us through even the heaviest moments.